What's going on, guys? I hope you all have been doing well this afternoon. I just wanted to update you guys on the Bitcoin price. Okay, I'm gonna get into it. So, so on the market cipher B indicator, we are getting a sell signal. Still 2 hours left on the clock to candle close confirmation that. But as you can see, when we got the last one here. Now, past, results don't equal, results in the, current. Oh, I botched that so hard. But essentially, like the last time we got a sell signal, it was like a 6.6% dump. So, yeah, I don't necessarily expect it to be that hard, for a couple of reasons. Price is still trying to fight to stay above the 9 EMA, which would be the first time it's done that in well, I would say in the past four days. I mean, this pump was pretty drastic. So after that breakout of this channel, but now we were kind of like in the short-term rising channel. But I can get more into the intraday shapes later on. But anywho, on the TSI, yeah, it is confirming that yes, resistance. The momentum has been to the downside for the past couple of days. Um, Post weekend essentially, and yeah, not too shabby for the bears. Let me see here. Now I'm going to the MACD indicator here. As you can see on the MACD, we are kind of waning to the downside even more. We had this slightly lower low, but now we have a pretty legit lower low at this time, so we're kind of losing steam as you can see. The MACD did cross the zero line and is still above the slow moving average, so it's hard to really say that it's a definitive like multi-week dump-ola, um, but it's just not good in terms of overall trend at this time from a daily perspective. Now, there's other indicators that kind of say the contrary, so I'll get to those in a bit. But so far on the slow moving averages, we are still kind of not looking too hot in regards to just positive trend. But anyway, so as long as price is below 23.119.5, you can expect Bitcoin to still push to the downside, or momentum is still to the downside. So that's what the TSI on the daily chart is giving us. And on the more so mid-range speed average of the MACD-X, we did get a confirmed bearish divergence, which is not good. Also on the RSI, we did have a cross down, but as you can see on the faster moving averages, and I'll get to the TMA, which is a better indication of it all, we are seeing consistent higher lows at this time. So the ball is still in the bull's court to print a higher low. So it's not a foregone conclusion that we're just going to dump to, the Goblin Town zones and such. But yeah, as you can see, the TMA is printing consistent higher lows here, and it is still above the slow moving average here, which is usually a pretty good sign, and also above the 50 line. So this could be an attempt for the bears to kind of continue maybe like a day or two of consolidation, and maybe, by the end of this week kind of get like a relief rally. That's kind of just what my assumption is, because this move to the upside, we haven't seen any touches at the overbought zone just yet. So I don't think this pump is completely over, or I mean, unless I see a first lower low, then I can't be bearish. But as you can see, we did print a lower high, so that's not too hot. We just gotta, it's a wait and see at this point. I'd rather see a lower low form before I make any like, weekly bearish swings or whatever. But yeah, so I'm gonna zoom in more here. I'm gonna go to the 4 hour and I'm gonna do everything like I did in the past. Okay, so from the Heikin-Ashi perspective, yes, we did have multiple bearish divergences, and we had confirmed sell signals right here during the weekend. Yeah, we haven't yet crossed the sold zone yet, and money flow has yet to even print a uh, higher low situation, kind of like something like this. I want to see something like this right here, where you see just an obvious ratcheting up of momentum. We have yet to even see that on this particular wave, this bearish wave. So I'm still cautiously bearish. And as you can see, this current candle is printing with a flat top, which is not necessarily good for uh, the bulls, if you will. We're also seeing a 9 and 21 EMA cross to the downside, so that's very difficult to break, especially if you just initially broke it. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 on the third candle, this past one, it tried pumping to the upside and actually got above the 9 EMA, but immediately at candle close got rejected. And maybe I could actually do, yeah, on the regular Japanese candles. So yeah, as you can see, we're kind of like stagnating for a little while, and it tagged the 9 EMA and confirmed it as resistance. So as you can see, price on the 9 EMA was support, but this weekend it broke below and was just unable to just get any traction to sustain it, and it's now currently acting as resistance. And this is a new situation here, and then EMAs aren't even red yet. So this could be the beginning of a downtrend. Now, also, if you can tell, we have this rising channel here that recently just broke out. It was very short-lived, but it still had some onus. And as you can see here, I don't know if you guys remember, but I called this dump, okay? Um, I mean, there was this fake out pump in the weekend, right? But it immediately got rejected. We had a little bit of a BART candle, or I'm sorry, candle. We had a BART pattern right here. And yeah, it just broke back below resistance. And that's usually very bearish when macro resistance is broken out and then broken back into. That's just like super disheartening for any bull that was attempting this particular pump. So as you can see, there was an immediate sell-off here. Yeah, and also to make matters worse, we did have this like Darth Maul candle like right here. That's also a bearish sign. It pumped immediately, like what was it, almost 2% in an hour, and dumped all of it back down to as low as 3.4%, ultimately consolidating back to the base of that beginning candle. But yeah, usually these quote-unquote Darth Maul candles are very bearish, and as you can see, the EMAs were also red while this was happening, so it's just further validating the bears regaining control of the market. And yeah, the big development of this weekend was yes, there was this rising channel here, but also there was this head and shoulders pattern that played out. And last episode, if you will, I actually said if I see an hourly candle close below this particular base candle, which was the last higher low instance from a just local low perspective, uh, yeah, we finally got that candle, which was right here. And guess what? I opened a short, and I'm currently in a short, not gonna lie. So far, I opened it roughly around here, and at this time I'm up, 1.75%. So, yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. I saw a lot of people online being super irrationally bullish. Okay, rule number one, do not trust weekend price action. Ever. Don't do it. You're gonna get wrecked, okay? There were so many perma bulls saying, oh my god, we broke 24K. We're going to the moon. We're gonna tap, 28K. And we might even break it. Like, dude, chill. That was this is weekend price action. Weekend price action is so finicky. And as you can see, I mean, we had a BART candle. We had a BART pattern here. Okay, like whales are just manipulating the order books. The order books are so thin. They're razor thin during the weekends. Essentially, when the order books are super thin, it's super easy for nefarious actors to like mess around with the prices. So yeah, you were seeing price pump in 1 hour like 2%, 3%, 4%, but they were doing that on purpose to manipulate the price so they could just sell at a higher price and you know, get a better shorting position. And that's exactly what's happening here right now. We from whoever the composite operator was just essentially, you know, moving this price down. If they got the exact top of that, they're up 7% in terms of a short. Okay, most likely. But yeah, or roughly near it, at least 5%. Yeah, I'm more of a conservative trader, so I like to see candle close confirmations and stuff like that, just 'cause, you know, this is Bitcoin, and I mean I'm no freaking mega whale, so I can't like, you know, choose tops and bottoms or whatever the hell. But anyway, uh, yes, as you can see that there is a line of resistance kind of playing out right here, but ultimately, so the way that this works for me is, yes, there is a buy signal right here, and you know, the TSI is showing some blue. But as you can see from the 1 hour perspective, and I know I might have just I might have just completely dodged all the other 4 hour indicators, but I just wanted to show you something really quick. We have this resistance here, so until this is broken, I can't be bullish at all. I cannot. So hence why I feel more confident. Usually on the lower term time frames, like the 1 hour, there will be some instances where yes, you have like late stage buyers trying to, like, you know, you buy it at a deal, which will kind of create like this quote unquote dead cat bounce. And but as you can see, the EMAs are red. Uh, the EMAs have been flipped from resistance to support. It just happened recently, and it broke out of this like larger macro rising rising channel here. And as you can see, the head and shoulders pattern is playing out. The measured move of this head and shoulders is actually down here at 22.5. As you can see, this little measurement tool that I got here, uh, at the point of breakout, yeah, the actual expectation, I do see 22.7, I mean 22.479 eventually getting tagged, but that doesn't indicate that it's going to stop there. There could be like another, you know, in these macro moves, there are micro moves in between. So as you can see, like this last channel, we had a bunch of rising wedges break down, then we had some bear flags, you know, break down. So what I'm looking for here is, what's the next micro move? Are we going to get a bear flag? Are we going to get a rising channel? Are we going to get a falling, you know, a falling channel? Are we going to get a falling wedge? So that's kind of like where my mindset's at. But at this time, yeah, I'm pretty bearish until we hit, you know, 22.5, and I kind of just want to see like, okay, what's next? Like, what's the chart giving us? But yeah, going back to the 4 hour candles, yeah, just so I can finish that off here. Yeah, so uh, the TSI here is still red to the downside, and it just crossed the zero line. That's not bullish at all. That's actually pretty bearish. As you can see here, I'm going to move on to the MACD. The MACD is actually crossing down, and as you can see, the momentum is still to the downside. Everything's curling down. No buy signal in sight, so you can't necessarily be bullish, not even on the 4 hour. Yeah, confirmed cross on the 4 hour here, and as long as price is below 23.489, you can expect prices to the downside. That is the TSI indicator. Now the MACDX, same thing. The slow moving average is crossing the zero line for the first time in a while, so that's not really good. That's not conducive to positive price action. It's actually a good indicator of continuation of the downside. Also, price is flirting with the bearish control zone here. Now, the slow moving average has been confirmed as resistance. There was an attempt to push it and cross, but nope, it got rejected right there where I circled, and is now continuing to the downside. Yeah, usually when that happens, it doesn't stop there. It usually tries to come back down to lower prices. I'm sorry, lower ranges here. And because it's in the bearish control zone, you just got to give it to the bears. You just got to, you know, got to high five them for their job well done. And anyway, yeah, so on the 4 hour, we did cross the overbought zone during the weekend, And yeah, we're now down. And actually, we broke below the slow moving average. Usually, what happens here, well, once the slow moving average is broken from support, it goes to resistance. So, what I'm kind of expecting eventually is for this TMA, a fast moving average, to tag the slow moving average and then eventually just come back down and test down these lower prices until everything resets, and then we can then look for longing opportunities, but we're just not there yet. We're in the thick of a bear move. All right, so I'm gonna go to the 1 hour here. There you go. Gonna maximize this. All right, go back to the 1 hour. Yeah, pretty much covered the TSI and the market cipher B indicator here, and pretty much everything here on the 1 hour. Yeah, so as you can see, um, yeah, 22.5 is really where I'm seeing, okay, maybe there's potential here to the upside, but frankly, I don't necessarily see that. It's pretty definitive that we have some topside resistance. I don't necessarily know officially where the bottom is in terms of the bottom side support. There is a couple wicks here that we could go off of, but I'd rather go off of top side at this time. Once I see this line kind of break to the upside, then I'd feel a bit more confident in longing, but that's not nearby. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, we are gaining momentum to the downside. These bars are getting red. The positive momentum is weakening, and yeah, we're experiencing more downside. And as you can see on this particular TSI, we are nowhere near the overbought, I'm sorry, the oversold zone. So usually when the TSI crosses above the overbought zone, it eventually just like slowly resets and comes back down to these particular zones. So I want to see the TSI actually tag the -40 and the -50 zone before I even consider opening up any new longs at this time. Yes, as well on the MACD-X, we're still getting the MACD-X print lower lows at this time from the slow moving average perspective. So yeah, we're also in the bearish control zone, pretty gnarly on the RSI as well. We're crossing down below the slow moving average, and it looks like price wants to continue that way for the time being. Also, the TMA is playing around with the over sold zone, but I want to see some bullish divergences. I want to see stuff like this, you know what I mean? Like definitive bullish divergences, which we have none at this time. We have consistent lower highs, so I want to see some bullish divergences on the 1 hour in particular before I feel comfortable putting in any longs. So we're kind of in the thick of a bear move. Anyway, I'm going to cap it off at that. I hope this has been constructive. If you think this content is valuable, or it has any semblance of good worth here, yeah, please subscribe, and share with your friends. If you think I'm full of shit, please let me know. I'm totally down for some shit talks. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Please don't hurt me. But yeah, no, I'm all just here in regards to technical analysis, and I'm all about conversing with you all. And I just want to say thanks again for the DMs and the comments, guys. Like I really appreciate it. It's really fueling me to continue on with this stuff. I mean, I do this stuff every day, but it's like recording it. That's more of the new thing that I'm trying to incorporate into the routine. But yeah, anyway, I hope you guys are having good days and stuff like that. You guys are doing well. I know the bear market sucks ass overall. I don't like seeing my hodl bags getting smaller and smaller, if you will, in terms of the dollar price. But at the end of the day, one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin, one Ethereum is one Ethereum, one Cardano is one Cardano, and so on and so forth. So really, like, if you have the opportunity, just dollar cost average into it. You know what I mean? Like, don't give up on that. But of course, do it wisely. Find local bottoms, and have your fun from there. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to close it off at that. Thank you once again. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.